everybody, it's Yasmine from Little Iowa Farm, and today I want to show you how we make butter with our extra milk and cream. So here is a milk that is a few days old, and I'm going to put it over here away from the light. You can see the cream line has formed right here, and this is a few days old, so it's going to be fairly thick cream, which is a lot easier to scoop out and separate. So when I'm using like a big container like this, I just use a measuring spoon, and this is a jar of cream right here that I'm gonna add it to. So I just start scooping it out. Getting it into this jar. Here is a closer view of scooping out the cream. You can see it's still pretty thick in there. But if we zoom in a little bit closer, you can kind of see where the milk and the cream start to separate, or where we skimmed off all the cream, where you kind of see those swirly lines in there. That is the milk coming through, which if we get a little bit of milk in our butter, that's okay. It'll just come out as buttermilk. It won't turn into butter. So yeah, you can see those swirlies there, and that is the milk, meaning we are almost done skimming the cream for this jar. So after we are done skimming the cream, I pour it into a big pot. This will be skimmed milk, technically. It's not like store-bought skim milk. It still has a decent amount of fat in it, but it is skimmed milk. So this will go to our pigs, or if I'm going to be making yogurt or mozzarella or anything that requires skimmed milk, I would just keep it separate for that. But all of this that I'm going to skim today is going straight out to our little piggies. We have our next jar here, and there's the cream line. So this is just a quart, so not very much cream from this. For this jar though, I do use a turkey baster. So I barely put it in there onto the top and just suck it up. And this method is really good for smaller jars or jars that are kind of awkward to get a measuring cup in. Like if you didn't have wide mouth quart jars and you were using regular mouth. So I love the turkey based method for this. Almost to the brim here. So I am gonna get another jar. Alright, so, whoops, while I was getting my other jar, I had a little helper who decided she wanted to join me. Can you say hi, Journee?
Hi, Journee.
No, you're just supposed to say hi.
Hi.
Okay, so we finished skimming this quart jar. Can you help Mommy pour this in the pot? Pour it in the pot. Does this milk go to the pigs?
Yes.
Yep.
Nope,
Nope, we gotta take the cream off first. Okay, so you help Mommy with the cream for this one. Let's show this one. Okay, so this jar, the cream is right there. So we are gonna use our turkey baster method again and suck up the cream, right, Journee? Get the cream out first, then you can dump it. What are you getting, Missy?
Get it, Nana.
You're getting a Nana? Okay, hang on. Hang on. Get a Nana. You want some? What?
Hit boo. Hit boo.
Okay, here. Scoot over like this so they can see you. Okay.
See ya, Daddy. See ya, come on.
See you, camera. You're silly. Do you like bananas? Can you pour this one in the pot for Mommy? Need help? Okay. Pour. Good job. Pretty good. One more jar.
Nana.
Your Nana's yummy? That's good. Need another small jar. Hang on. Almost done with this one. Okay, go ahead and pour this one in. Good job. Okay, so now we have a whole big pot of milk for the pigs, our cream, and I let this kind of sit out to get to a little bit more of a warmer temperature. Yep, for the pigs. I would say around 60 degrees. I don't do it typically right out of the fridge because it takes forever the method I do. I used to use my KitchenAid. I changed recently to a blender, which I feel like works a lot better. It's cleaner and it's a lot faster. So after this kind of sits out for a little bit, warms up to around 60 degrees, I will come back with the camera and show you the next step to making homemade butter. You gonna help Mommy make butter?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Say see ya in a little bit.
Chip it over.
Pigs are very happy about their skim milk. Is that good, guys? Okay, we are back way later, but after letting our cream kind of sit out, it's warm now. It's been a while since I filmed the first part of this. Like I said, previously used to do this in my KitchenAid. However, I have switched to doing it in my Ninja blender. This is so much easier, so much faster, cleaner, everything. So this is a half gallon full of cream. This goes up to 9 cups and there is a max liquid on here. However, I do it below that because this still does whipped cream, which causes it to rise and then fall again. So I do it at about the 7 cup mark just to give it enough room to rise and fall. So I'm going to go ahead and get this poured in here. About the 7 cup. And I'll show a little bit closer. So this is the max liquid line. I just do it a little below that. Put this back on, put our lid on, and then I am just gonna turn this on to blend and let it go for anywhere from probably 7 to 10 minutes, and then I will come back and show you when we reach butter. It's been 4 minutes of blending, and you can see that the butter has separated up here at the top. So we are going to strain this from the butter and the buttermilk. So I have a 5-gallon bucket here that is lined with a cheesecloth and a strainer, and I am just going to dump this in here. And the buttermilk's gonna drain from the bottom, which will go to our pigs, or if you have chickens, you can do that. Or save the buttermilk for recipes, but I make butter so often, I don't keep that much buttermilk on hand. My blender part fell. So after that is done straining, we are going to put the cheesecloth butterball in a separate bowl. So after I have strained all of the buttermilk out, or most of it, it's in a little butterball in this cheesecloth, and I am going to just add it to this bowl, and then I am going to do the rest of our cream, and then I will show you the next step after we get it all blended, which is washing out the butter and putting it in our mold. So go ahead and fill this up the rest of the way with our cream from earlier. We have our butter over here, and we'll go ahead and let this go for about another 4 minutes or so. Second batch getting strained. We are gonna just take our cheesecloth here. I'm doing this one-handed. Just kind of squeeze out the excess buttermilk so I have less to wash. And then we're gonna go up here again and combine this with our other ball of butter. All right, so now we are gonna wash our ball of butter. So you are just gonna take some cold water and put a little bit in there and literally wash the butter. This is just getting their excess buttermilk out to make it last a little bit longer, and you can tell that the water starts to kind of get foggy like buttermilk, so we're just going to drain that. Some people use like freezing ice cold water for this, but I find that tap water works just fine. I actually freeze our butter and then just pull it out as I need it, so getting the buttermilk out just helps preserve the life of the butter. I'm gonna do one more splash of water. Some people rinse until the water runs clear. Other people don't wash their butter at all. Honestly, this is just, like I said, to preserve the life of the butter. So if you choose not to do this step, it's not going to be detrimental. Your butter just might not last as long if you're keeping it shelf stable. Okay, drain that the rest of the way. So next we are going to pack our butter into our mold. I got this 4-stick mold off of Amazon. It makes true butter sticks with indentations, and I will link this down below. I love this because I do a lot of baking, so this helps me be able to have true sticks of butter when I'm baking. So I do get a little bit of salt on our butter. This helps preserve the life of it too. This is personal choice if you want salted or unsalted butter. Doesn't really, but most of my baking recipes I use salted butter, so then I just don't add as much salt to my recipe. So we're just combining that in to our butter. Start small because I like mine to be really packed in here. And I kind of smooth on the top to make it nice and uniform. So we did approximately 1/2 gallon, so like 3/4 of a gallon of cream. So we did 3/4 of a gallon of cream, and we are going to yield about 3 sticks of butter from that. I figure typically you get about 1 stick of butter per quart of cream, which isn't very much, but it is definitely worth it, because once you taste raw milk butter and make your own butter, you will never go back. This melts so much better. It completely changes the flavor of your food. It just is such a difference using raw butter in your recipes. This yielded, yeah, just under 3 sticks pretty much. You'll have access to raw cream. Heavy whipping cream works the exact same way. You can just buy organic heavy cream from the store and go ahead and whip it up and give it a try that way. I will pop this into the freezer, and after about an hour or so, when they're frozen, I pop them out of this, wash this mold, keep it in the freezer in a Ziploc bag, and just pull it out as I need it. You can just let it sit out. It comes to room temperature pretty fast, even after being in the freezer. And I would say it could keep in the freezer up to a year. However, ours don't ever last that long. I make butter every couple days usually with our cream. So I hope that you enjoy this recipe, and I hope you give it a shot to make your own butter. So let me know if you give it a try, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.